It's week 4 of NFL, and that means it's time to pick this week's winners. And I'm picking the brains of sports anchors and experts across the country for their expertise on all things NFL. This week, we're joined by Baltimore anchor and host of the Purple Connection, Ritter. Let's get right into this right now because we're not picking all the games, but we will touch on 4 this week. Lots of new injuries, lots of new faces following week 3 matchups, so I can't wait to hear your take on these games. Let's start, of course, first with the Redskins at the Giants. Who do you pick for this game, Rick?
Okay, I'll tell you what, not a good time to be a Washington Redskins fan, right? First couple of weeks have not gone as they planned. Case Keenum, he looked the part in the first couple of weeks, had a rough outing on Monday Night Football against the Bears last week. Not getting a lot of protection up front, though. That offensive line has not been good. Now, part of that, Trent Williams, he's still holding out. He's a big piece of that offensive line, and really just not the skill on the perimeter to do much. Now, a lot of fans, they've been questioning, will Haskins go in this week? Will he replace Case Keenum? They're sticking with Keenum, and I don't think it's going to bode well for the Redskins. The Giants, rookie quarterback Daniel Jones, he's getting his second start this week, his first start at home. Saquon Barkley, he's going to miss this one in the next couple of weeks with that injury. But still, Jones has the talent around him to make plays. He's got Sterling Shepard on the perimeter. He's got Evan Ingram, the second-year tight end out of Ole Miss, who's looked nothing short of a freak, to say the least, over the past couple of weeks. I think the Giants pull this one out. Daniel Jones gets a win in his first home start in New York.
Rick, your hometown team is next. This week, the Cleveland Browns head to Baltimore. Who's your pick in this matchup?
Oh, Cleveland's coming off a tough matchup against the Rams on Sunday Night Football where they lost that game. And really, Cleveland just hasn't looked in sync to start this season. Maybe too much hype in the offseason. Baker Mayfield not exactly doing what a lot of people he thought he would do. Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, not all together just yet. But maybe this is the week they come out. The Ravens, they've given up 2 weeks in a row, 300-plus more yards in the air. They're coming off a tough loss against Kansas City this week. The Ravens lead the league in rushing. Look, that's what's got them here. The other thing that's got them here, Lamar Jackson making big-time throws in big-time situations. That's not just in the pocket, that's out of the pocket as well, and doing it with accuracy. And that's something he got away from last week, and that cost him. Jackson was actually asked about that in an interview, and he said, hey, when I went back and watched the film, I was cursing at myself due to all the opportunities that we had and the throws that we missed. I expect them to bounce back this week. They have a tough couple of games coming up within the division. The Ravens pull this one out, though.
Up next, possibly the only team, don't laugh when I say this, with a chance to topple the New England Patriots in the AFC East. Can the Buffalo Bills defense stop Tom Brady and his prolific offense?
Look, I have great friends in Buffalo. I know a lot about this team, okay? Sean McDermott obviously learned under Jim Johnston, the great defensive mind who was in Philadelphia. And McDermott's defense always stingy, and this year they seem to be clicking. Now, the problem is the Patriots are not only clicking on offense, they're clicking on defense. They might have the best defense in the league. It's, usually we're not used to saying that. We're always talking about the offense. But guess what? The Bills, they're doing it in the running game this year. They're clicking on all cylinders in that run game. They got multiple running backs they're using. They got Frank Gore. They got the rookie Singletary. Hopefully he bounces back from an injury this week. And second-year quarterback Josh Allen showing some signs of improvement. They went out in the offseason. They got Cole Beasley. They got him in the slot. They got Johnny Brown stretching the field. He played in Baltimore last year. We know him well. If Josh Allen can minimize the mistakes, listen to this. I think the Bills pull this one out. Bills Mafia, they're fired up and ready to go. And imagine if they win this game, that division is going to be interesting to say the least.
Welcome words for those in Buffalo. One more game to get to. The Minnesota Vikings are in Bears territory for this Week 4 matchup. And who are you going to go for here?
Look, you talk Minnesota Vikings, and everybody wants to chat about Kirk Cousins. But guess what? Cousins hasn't had to do much over the first couple of weeks of the season. This team is running through Dalvin Cook, the third-year running back. He finally seems to be healthy, and he's absolutely torching the NFL right now. The Vikings only behind the Ravens in rushing offense per game. Cook has certainly looked the part, not only running between the tackles, also catching the ball out of the backfield. And when he can do that, it opens everything else up for them. We know they got studs on the outside, Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. Kirk Cousins only averaging 21 attempts a game right now. I think he's only thrown the ball about 60 times in the first 3 weeks of the season. So again, if they can keep Cook going, I think they pull this out. But easier said than done. The Bears, one of the top rushing defenses in the league. I'm looking at Cook versus Khalil Mack here. If they can contain Mack and they can get Cook going, I think they pull this one out. If they can't contain Mack, it might be a long day for Kirk Cousins and that Vikings offense.
That's your NFL Week 4 picks. Rick Ritter from Baltimore. Thank you so much for joining us this week. And as always, for more picks to come, they're going to be from anchors and experts all over the country as the NFL season progresses. I'm Katie Johnston for CBS Local Sports.